Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Well, if that's the case, then I'm really wondering what's on the other side of presenting this SLED talk to you guys, because this is pretty freaking scary. Hi, my name is Mathias, and I spent 3 weeks living in Glenwood Springs with my uncle, learning how to blow glass. Glass blowing, when explained in plain terms, sounds pretty scary. And there's plenty of opportunities to get hurt. I mean, it's a 5,000 degree flame that's about a foot from your face and even closer to your hands. What's not to be scared about? I'm gonna take the paperclip off. Starting with a little background, the first thing my uncle taught me was how to make a mushroom implosion pendant, which looks like that. A question a lot of people ask, and one that you may be thinking, is how did you get the mushroom in there? It's a good question. The answer is rather simple. However, when I was still learning, this is often where things got scary. All right, I hope this works. You take roughly a nickel-sized rod of glass, heat the rod until it's glowing white hot and melty. Once you've collected a nice-sized gob on the end, you grab a stringer, which is a thinner spike of glass, usually about 2 to 3 millimeters thick. You push the stringer into the white-hot gob of glass so hard that the glass fans out and makes a mushroom shape. From there, you do a bit of heating, detaching, and looping to create the final pendant shape, which will turn out somewhat like this. It's coming, hold on. Somewhat like that. Okay, cool. More often than not, I found myself fearing the possibility that my hand could slip off the stringer and collide straight into the glowing hot ball of molten glass. I wanted to make good pendants, and in order to get there, I needed to face my fear and keep practicing until I eventually improved. Not all my mushroom pendants went according to plan. In fact, once, while I was pushing a stringer into the hot glass, the stringer broke in the middle, which resulted in a broken piece stabbing into the side of my left index finger and leaving a little glass splinter there, which, as far as I know, has not left. After that incident, I was understandably afraid to make another mushroom, because I feared the events would repeat themselves. However, as my uncle pointed out to me, the reason I had gotten hurt was because the stringer I had made was weak, and not because the universe decided I should feel pain. While I was still a bit nervous when the time came for my next pendant, my nerves were soothed when I remembered what my uncle had said, and I felt better. By the end of my internship, I had made over 50 mushroom pendants that I've been selling to my friends here at school and to commercial retailers with the help of my uncle. I sold a little over a dozen mushroom pendants to Freaky's Warehouse, which are right there. Yeah, I can do. Which now means my pendants will now be sold across the state. I also sold a handful of pendants here at school, which are these ones. The financial benefit of selling my pendants aside, it felt amazing to know that an object I had created with my own hands was so valued and appreciated by other people that they were willing to pay $5 a piece in order to possess one of their own. In total, I've made almost $300 selling my mushroom pendants and other various glass wares. So I believe it's safe to say I made a real profit both financially and mentally from overcoming my fear. Another lesson I learned during my internship is that safety is the enemy of progress. Staying within your comfort zone ceases the inevitable progress that comes with going through life. This lesson has become especially apparent during my senior year. I'll reference a quote from a journal entry in early January this year as an example. Now that it is a new year, I'm affronted by the realization of passing time. My life will undoubtedly be vastly different by the end of this year. For me writing this, that's scary. But for you later, it's just the flip of a page. I yearn for the warmth of the earth, but yet I'm unwilling to pay the price of passing time for the leaves to grow back and the grass to turn green. I've been forced to come to terms with the passage of time. As life goes on, it moves faster. New possibilities and future unknowns feel unsafe and, well, scary. Graduation, college, becoming an adult, taxes, voting. It's all so much to take in at once. Learning to come to terms with the passage of time has taught me to fear less and enjoy the moment more. Living at my uncle's for 3 weeks was the first time I had lived anywhere but my home. It was definitely way outside my comfort zone. I mean, what if my uncle was a complete weirdo? What if his house was a mess? What if he couldn't pay for food? What if it's awkward? What if I can't get back home? Some of those questions are more reasonable than others, but they scared me nonetheless. As a result of conquering my fear, by the end of my time at my uncle's, I had become a stronger, smarter, and more daring version of myself. When I returned home, I found that the inevitability of graduating high school didn't scare me as much as it did before. I came to the realization that despite how much I loved them, I didn't miss my family like I had on trips in the past, and that maybe, just maybe, going away for college wouldn't be as scary as I thought it would be. I learned what being an adult is really like, and that it doesn't have to mean massive amounts of scary change if I don't want it to. Most importantly, I realized that life is a lot better lived without the weight of all the negative possibilities bearing down on your shoulders. So I learned to let go. The scariest possibilities tend to yield the best rewards. In every human's life, there's an 100% guarantee of being hurt by something at some time, and in another 100% guarantee to be afraid of getting hurt again. It's in our nature. It's what's kept us alive all these years. In this modern day and age, overcoming fear is much less fatal than it was when it was keeping us alive. Now it serves to hold us back. If we stayed within our comfort zones and never took risks, we would never find love, get that raise, try new things, drive, travel, learn how to ride a bike. Pretty much, we wouldn't do all the things that make us human. Overcoming fear is getting back on that bike after a spill, learning to love after being heartbroken, asking your boss for that raise even if you might get rejected, taking the jump off that cliff into the river, and in my case, conquering unknowns. In return for that struggle, we are rewarded with knowledge, skill, higher pay, adrenaline, and most importantly, the power to do whatever you want. Now, I invite you to ask yourself, how will I conquer fear next? Thank you.